Nearly half of the country's vehicles are being driven with expired WOFs or registration. That's according to data from compliance platform Bonnet, which analysed nearly 21,500 vehicles and found gaps not only in the WOFs but the regos, but also in the road user charges, the RUCs, with a fifth of EVs and diesel vehicles behind on payments. Even some fleet operators are struggling to keep up. Now, from 2027, the government plans, as you know, to shift about 3.5 million petrol vehicles into the RUC system, replacing fuel taxes. Steph Kennard is Bonnet's CEO, warns this will add new financial and administrative pressures on drivers and adding Kiwis that are already struggling with basic compliance. And she joins me now. Steph, good afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. First of all, can you want to quickly just run us through what Bonnet does? I'm saying it right, aren't I?
Yeah, no, you are.
Nice. Not Bonnet.
No, we do get that all the time, though. So we launched about 2 years ago, and essentially at the time we were thinking, why is everyone having to look at their windscreen? And I know it seems atypical and everyone should, but people were just simply forgetting their WOF, Rego and road user charges. And I worked in automotive at Fiat Chrysler for like a good 6 years, thinking surely someone's going to come up with a simple app of just reminding people with more than 2 cars or even just the one, like when these things are due, and no one did it. So I built an app, and you simply put in your number plate into an app called Bonnet, and it just tells you, it's a free app, when your WOF, your Rego and your road user charges are due. So we have grown pretty significantly in terms of features, but we are a consumer first platform to just provide a simple service of just reminding people when these things are due. We've now kind of like grown a bit bigger. We do support fleets in different areas, but the basics are that. We do that. We're looking to be the first kind of platform to automate like set and forget road user charges, because it is just a bit of a pain. Yeah.
We'll get to that, Steph, because I'm one of those people, actually. I will get a reminder, and then I just go, oh, yep, that's right. It's coming up in 3 months or 2 months. I never look on my windscreen, and then suddenly my husband will walk past the car in the garage and go, do you know you've been driving around for like nearly 2 months? Hey! Without a WOF, it's just, I don't do it purposely. It is just, it literally just slips my mind. And, and of course, sometimes it's a bit of money, but you know what it's like, Hey, let's get to this. Nearly half of Kiwi cars, you say, are driving around like I was, with expired warrant of fitness or a rego. Why? I mean, I genuinely forgot, but why there's other reasons, right? Why are people falling behind?
I mean, I think, to be honest, these stats have been bad before this year. I mean, this year is definitely the worst kind of year. But when we first started, we've got a pretty good relationship with the NZTA, and they told us the same similar stats. It was over a half people don't get a warrant done on time, and over 2/3 don't get a rego. So when we were like researching our own data recently, it wasn't overly surprising to us to see the same information. And obviously, like, everyone's struggling a lot more with the cost of living. I think also when people remember, their warrants coming up, it's not just a $65 cost that they're thinking is going to happen next week. It's like, how was my tyre tread? When did I get my tyres? Where's, like, all of the things that come underneath that then become a bit of a strain. So I don't think it's surprising where people are just not getting the WOF, because they know, it's not actually that bill. It's like the paycheck's now got to be probably saved over 3 weeks, because it's just a lot more. So I don't find it very surprising. And also, like a 1 out of every 5 people don't have their road user charges done on time, because it's the same kind of thing,
It's just money.
It's just not the first thing. But the food grocery bill is definitely coming first.
So with the shift coming in 2027, Steph, for people, just to remind us, what is the major change here with RUCs for petrol cars?
Yep, so essentially the reason why they're doing it is that all of the new vehicles are becoming more efficient with the fuel. And so simply the governments, not just here but around the world, aren't getting as much tax to like fix the roads, essentially. So they're taking the tax of the petrol out, so 70 cents out of $2.70 in New Zealand, and they're moving it to a distance-based charging, is what we call the road user charge method. So it's not just here, the rest of the world is also doing it. And essentially it is a fairer way of everyone paying the same amount to use the road. So in 2027, petrols will move to the system, and it is said that tax obviously will be taken out of the petrol. Whether to see what actually happens there is going to be an interesting day, but that's what's essentially happening, and then everyone will pay the same amount ish based on the kind of the engine of the vehicle per 1,000 Ks.
See, that's interesting because, I mean, so people then maybe so what about people in rural areas or those that drive obviously a lot more? They'll end up paying more. So it's a more user pays kind of thing, is it?
Well, it is distance-based charging. So if it's 5 Ks
yeah.
or 500 Ks, you should pay the same amount. The interesting thing is and I know a lot of people aren't talking about this, is that you're actually paying to use the vehicle when you're not on a New Zealand maintained road. So when you talk about fleets actually can get what's called RUC refunds back when they're not driving on a New Zealand maintained road. So that's like a drive-through, that's a car park, or that's a farm. And essentially all the kilometres that you drive on that, you can claim it back. So it is going to be interesting. There is a lot of ability. If someone comes through and does this right, which is what we're hoping to do, as a way of like these SME fleets or these consumers actually claim back what they're now paying to use their vehicle, regardless of what they think is on the road or not on the road. So because it's a tax, it really shouldn't be, you shouldn't be charged to use your own driveway. And for a normal office kind of person, that's about like a coffee a month. So when it comes down to, people that have got long driveways, that's going to actually pick up quite fast.
Oh, that's interesting. You're right.
It
I
is,
never thought of that. So if you've got, I mean, and not a lot of people have, well, some people do have long winding driveways and you'd be charged for that. And every time you come and go, of course, it ticks up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what did you call it? It's not a New Zealand.
It's called RUC refunds. Yeah.
Yeah, but not that the roads like your car parks and your.
Oh, so you're paying your road user charges on New Zealand maintained roads. So essentially anything that's maintained by the government, which is your normal roads, but anything like a car park, KFC drive-through, anything like that, that's not maintained by New Zealand, like government. So you can actually claim back, essentially. There's a lot more kind of stickiness to it. It's not that easy. You also do have to prove like that you drove there. There's obviously caveats around that, but technically you can claim it back. Yeah.
All right. So the minimum at the moment, 1,000 kilometres, RUC costs $76. But I mean, that is a lot. That is a lot for people that maybe just pop in and get, $10 or $20. So should the minimum be lowered? How's that going to work?
I 100% think that if the government is actually wanting to get as much tax as they hope to out of this new scheme, that they can't simply ignore everyone that does go. I mean, when's the last time, that you put in $70 to your car? I mean, most people just don't simply do it. They're not going to pay for something they can't see. So at the moment, the current stats show that 1 out of every 5 people are overdue on road user charges. That's going to equate to, about 1 million just under cars if the same stats transfer to all of the vehicles in 2027. So they really, in my opinion, and I haven't heard of the government actually looking to do this, but I think that they will, because I don't understand why they wouldn't if they're, not looking to obviously miss out on a whole lot of tax revenue. They should really simply bring the increments purchase down as the administration costs on top of what you pay for 1,000 RUC or whatever it is. That actually is going to be the interesting thing. I'm not sure what the government's thinking. Like, I'm hoping that they can bring the admin costs down for people, because otherwise you're paying 100, Ks of RUCs and then $12.44 on top of that, which won't make much sense. But it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I think the goal here is they do need to make it more palatable for, the people that can't really afford to put that much fuel in at one time.
No, there are people that just pull in and get $20, and I just don't know how I'd go, I've got to do $76. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've talked about a set and forget digital tools. What are you talking about there?
Yeah, so we have been testing our set and forget road user charge method with our fleets for quite a while. A while, 4 months. That feels like a while. And so we're looking to launch that to the public in the next couple of weeks. So essentially there'll just be a new kind of tool on the app, and people can set and forget road user charge and registration. So the first kind of iteration we'll be launching is simply like tell us when your odometer is and we'll work out an average, and you can pay via direct debit. There's some really cool new technology coming which is called open banking. The big difference is basically 2 days of transferring time goes down to a few hours. And when you're talking about pass-through tax revenue, you can't take it via credit card because the percentage is not ours to take, right? So we've got to work with these fixed cost charges, which is direct debit and now open banking, which is perfect timing if you ask me. And essentially the first model will just be like, forget about it, just tell us when your odometer is due and we'll purchase for you. And then the second iteration might be, we can see how many Ks you drove last year. So we'll then charge you kind of monthly over 12 months what we think that's going to be, and then a wash up at the end. So the goal is really to make it like less painful and less stingy at every time of the year or whatnot, and then kind of make.
Okay. Now, is that, do you have to be, I've lost her. I was just getting into that, I was in that conversation. Where'd she go, Cal? Oh, there she is. Hang on. We'll call her on. There she is. Steph, we lost you.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Well, I love it. Was it us? I didn't touch any buttons, I promise.
No.
It's my producer. She's like this. She just starts pushing buttons all over the place.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. No, it's all right. Kelly knows what she's doing. Where was I? Oh, yes. Now, Steph, okay, so I like the idea of what you were talking about with the, you can work out the odometer and a monthly and a wash up at the end of the year. What about, do you have to be tech savvy with all of this? I mean, we've got a range of people in New Zealand right up to our 90-year-old grandma. What is she going to do?
Yeah, I think tech savvy is, that's one thing, and then it's also privacy. So, not like, I certainly wouldn't want this random company's device going in my car. I think there's going to be three methods. So there's going to be, the people that just want to get it done the old-fashioned way. They're going to go to the NZTA website and they're going to purchase your RUCs. That's not going to change, and that ability will not change as well. The other two options are going to be for the people that do want to set and forget it and do want to kind of trust someone else to manage that. And so the first version and the cheapest and the most, privacy friendly is going to be them using the app called Bonnet, and they're going to put in their odometer every month, and then we're just going to basically purchase on where that's sitting. And when it gets below 500 Ks, we'll do a purchase basically, and everything will update. Once, those people get to a couple entries, we can work out an average. We can be like, hey, Steve, looks like you're running over your road user charges. Please update us. So that version is literally them putting in or taking a photo of their odometer reading, super privacy friendly, but still requiring a little bit of work. Then the other option is going to be for them to actually let us connect into their vehicle engine, which seems crazy, but that's for newer vehicles. They do have the ability to actually connect in. As long as, imagine if you've got the Bonnet app and you're logging into your Ford Ranger app within the app, you are basically telling us that is your vehicle, and now we can get the odometer out of the engine.
Yeah,
or there's going to be a little device that goes into the cigarette lighter, and that actually is GPS, it's privacy friendly.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it
is recording your distance and then transferring it to us. So it's not actually transferring at your location. But people have to actually trust that that's actually what is happening. And, you don't really know if people will or not. But that's why there should be three options. That's what we're bringing. I think that there's going to be a lot of players in the space quite soon. It is a very, very big, this market is a whole new different kind of business model.
It is because the government's,
cool.
It means exciting in a way because the government's opened this up to a private third-party provider is what you're talking about, eh? So allowing companies other than the, official transport agencies to offer RUC services. So you're right, it's going to open up to a whole new,
it is.
Like we've got, different electricity, companies and things like that. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know how those companies are going to actually, the one thing that you need to make this work, and we have been doing this before so we know, is accurate distance travelled. The companies coming in terms of power companies looking to do it, anyone could do it at the end of the day. It's how easy you make it for the consumer. So they're still going to need to walk out to their car, get the odometer and then remember to write it down and then put it into it's a bit fragmented. You can do it, anyone can do it, but it's how easy you make it for someone with the littlest amount of admin and cost. and
It's fun.
that
It's
privacy
fun. It's
obviously as
funny,
well.
Steph? Because anyone listening might go, "Oh my God, I'd just like to pull up to the gas station and put the nozzle in and
Uh-huh.
have a wee think for
Yeah.
30 seconds of
Hmm.
nothing while it's filling up, you know? And now I'm getting my odometer reading, and now I'm going into
I
apps, and
know, yeah.
now I'm running over
Well,
late, and yeah,
if it makes anyone feel better, like the whole world is moving to this method. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the California's been testing it for ages. Australia will do it. UK is doing it. Africa's doing it. Like, if we were the first to
Mm,
do it 40 years ago, but everyone is doing the same method. It's just about who can make it the most like pain free. And I think people didn't really realise how much tax they were paying at the pump before. And it's my hope that obviously petrol does stick to what they're saying, or the gas companies, and actually take the tax
yeah,
out. It's
yeah,
just you're seeing the tax now compared to what you weren't seeing. So it is just,
yeah.
it's just a bit, people are obviously going to be begruntled for a reason. Yeah.
Well, it is a new world, Steph. Changes and is changing daily.
Yeah.
That is really interesting. Thank you so much. We'll keep in
Yeah.
touch. Love to
Cool.
talk more about this and other things as well that I'm sure Steph you know about. That is Steph Kennard. She is the chief executive of the company Bonnet.